In this video, we're going to be solving for unknown terms in a proportion. So let's look at example 1. I'm going to be going through several examples where x is in a different location each time. This time my x is located in the numerator of my second fraction. I'm going to be using a process called cross multiplication. And so I'm going to circle the numbers that I'm going to be multiplying. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to be setting up boxes to put the numbers I'm going to be multiplying inside of those boxes. And so my red is going to be on my left and my blue is going to be on my right. And so I'm going to do my first box. I'm going to do 45 times 28. It is important to put the equal sign in the middle of the boxes because we actually are solving an equation. So you need to make sure that you're doing that each time, even if you don't include the boxes as part of your process. And then the next, I'm going to do 30 times x. And I'm going to simplify each of the boxes. And so 45 times 28 is 1,260, and 30 times x is 30x. And so to solve this equation for x, I need to get rid of my 30, and to do so, you need to consider what operation is happening between 30 and x, which is multiplication. So to undo multiplication, you are going to divide, and so what I do to one side of the equation, I have to do the other, and so I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 30 to get my equation solved for x. And so when I do that, I got x is equal to 42 after I divide 1,260 divided by 30, and that's my answer for example 1. So let's look at example 2 where x is in the numerator of my first fraction. And so I'm going to once again do cross multiplication and circle my numbers that I'm going to be multiplying. So my red numbers I'm going to be putting on the left, and my blue I'm going to be putting on the right. And I'm going to be multiplying 5 times x this time in my red box, and then I'm going to be multiplying 53 times 12 in my blue box. And then I'm going to simplify both sides. 5 times x is just going to give me 5x. 53 times 12 is going to give me 636. Now I'm ready to solve for x, and to do that I need to divide both sides by 5. And I'm going to get a decimal here, and that's totally okay. So x is going to equal 127.2. All right, in example 3, this time x is in the denominator of my first fraction. And once again, I'm going to do cross multiplication. I'm going to circle the numbers that I'm going to be multiplying. And my red's going to go on my left, and my blue is going to go on my right. And so I'm going to do 3 times 28. And then I'm going to do 4 times x in my blue box, and I'm going to simplify my boxes. 3 times 28 is equal to 84, and 4 times x is 4x. Now I'm ready to solve for x, and to do that I'm going to have to divide both sides by 4, and so I'm going to get my final answer to be x is equal to 21. In my final example, for example 4, x is in the denominator of my second fraction. So once again, I'm going to circle the numbers that I'm going to be multiplying, and I'm going to set up my boxes. So in my red box, I'm going to be doing 64 times x, and in my blue box, I'm going to be doing 112 times 2, and I'm going to simplify my boxes. 64 times x is 64x. 112 times 2 is 224. And to solve this equation for x, I'm going to divide both sides by 64. And when I do that, I'm going to get a decimal of 3.5. So x is equal to 3.5, and that's my final answer.